today we are going to be talking about these guys. These are in-car cameras, or dash cameras as a lot of people call them. And these record what's going on the road ahead of you. If you get into an accident, it records that as well. I've gone through a couple cameras. This is the one that I've been running in my car recently. I also had another one that was one of the cheap ones that you buy online. It was a terrible camera. It never really worked quite right. So this is the one I'm running currently. And today we're checking out this one, a new camera. This one's a Cobra. It's worked pretty well, but the biggest gripe I have with it is the mount. It's a suction cup mount. In the heat, I walk into my car and I find this thing laying on the seat because it's fallen off the dash. So today we're going to check out this one, a new option from Auto-Vox. So let's get into the box. This is the Auto-Vox Wi-Fi dash camera, and this one's a little bit different than all the other cameras that I've used. So this camera here, it's got all your controls and a screen on the back. This one is a Wi-Fi dash camera, and there's a couple things about this camera that I really liked over some of the other ones. So we're going to install this thing and check it out. So inside the box, it's real simple. You have the camera itself. So here we got the camera itself, and it comes with the mount on it. A nice little instruction manual here. And then underneath this, the power cable. And the power cable here is a regular USB power cable with a 12-volt cigarette lighter adapter. The other nice thing about this adapter is it actually has two on here. So if you need to charge your phone, you can still use your cigarette lighter socket to charge your phone. So getting all this out of the way, let me show you what I kind of like about this camera. This camera, instead of mounting with a suction cup, it mounts with a 3M adhesive pad to your windshield. Sticks right on there. So this is not going to fall off like a suction cup will in the heat or in the event of an accident. Now, one thing that's different, you flip them over, you notice this one has no screen and no controls. This one has all the controls. And that's because this one is controlled with an app that you download to your phone. So let's go out to the car. Let's go over how to install this thing. Let's get the app installed. So when you get into your car, the first thing you need to do is kind of select where you want to mount your camera. And you can see here, I've got my camera mounted right in front of where the rearview mirror is. So when I'm driving down the road, I actually don't even see my camera. And you can see my old one there. And that's because the mount on this thing was so big, there was no way to get it out of my field of view. So what is kind of nice about this one is it is tucked away. Now, when you are deciding where to place your camera, hook it up to your phone first. Let's go through those steps right now, and you can check out how easy it is, and that way you can make sure your camera is seeing everything you need it to see as you hook it up. The first step to attaching it to your phone is to actually go into the App Store or the Google Play Store and download the app, and it's the Auto-Vox app. So search that out in your store, whether you're on Android or Apple, both work, and install that application. After installing the application, this thing does pair through your wireless network, so it basically creates its own wireless network. So attached to the phone through your Wi-Fi. The password on mine was 12345678, and then your phone should connect. After that, you can open up the application and connect directly to your phone by clicking that little connect thing at the bottom. Once everything's hooked up here, you can see I'm in my car. Here's my lovely face. And with this now, you can decide where exactly you want to place your camera to make sure that you're viewing off the front of your car exactly what you need to be seeing as you're going down the road. Once the camera is mounted, then you can go through all the other settings in the app and you can set up your camera how you want it. There's all sorts of different settings in here. You can tell it what kind of G-load you want it to have to set the sensitivity of the sensors, because it will actually record if you get into an accident. So you can set that. You can set up gesture control, which is another really nice feature we'll talk about later, and you get the entire camera set up so it's operating the way you want it going down the road. One thing to note is that this camera does run on a micro SD card, which is not included. So when you do get your micro SD card, insert it in the camera, and then in the camera settings on your phone, you can format that SD card so it is ready to go. Now, with everything turned on and making sure the camera is actually recording what we need it to record off the front of the vehicle, we've got the camera here installed in place. We remove the other camera, and then this is optional. You could just run this straight down, dangle the cord down, but that's not going to look great, and it's also not going to be safe with that cord hanging out. So another option here, and every vehicle is a little bit different, is we took that wire, tucked it up, tucked it underneath the headliner here, and then ran it inside this trim piece on the A-pillar, down under the dash, and then through the dash to where our power is down there. Like I said, that is optional. You don't have to do that, but it does kind of clean up the look and make it look like a more professional install. Every car is a little bit different, so that is something you want to do. You're going to want to look up your vehicle and find out how to pop those parts off safely and without damaging them. So with that said, let's check out the footage and check out how this thing works both day and night. So here's some footage going down the road. This camera does record in full 1080, full 30 frames a second, so it's not jittery the way some of the other cameras are. One other feature that I was kind of concerned about when I first opened up the camera was my last camera had a button where I could take a picture if I wanted to take a picture of something going down the road. This one didn't have any buttons on it, but as it turns out it has gesture control, which is even better and safer. You just wave your hand underneath the camera and it'll snap a picture for you of what you need to take a picture of. So you don't have to hunt around for buttons or click anything, you just wave your hand underneath the camera. What a lot of people are really concerned about is how cameras perform at night, because daytime they all perform pretty well. Nighttime, not so much. So what I did was I went and I found the darkest roads around me to run this one, and I drove around on those dark roads. You can see here I have some street lights, but not much more, and it doesn't really get pixelated the way a lot of other cameras do. So I was really, really happy with the nighttime footage as well. We also took it down a street where you're going underneath streetlights directly, so the camera's having to go from brighter light here to darker light a little bit further down the road. And it also does a very good job adjusting back and forth, which some cameras also have struggled with. So if you like this video as much as we like this camera, or if you want to get awesome footage of people like this, brake checking your wife as she's getting onto the freeway, be sure to give this video a great big thumbs up, subscribe, and leave us a comment below. Thanks a lot for watching.